to In the Kitchen with Kids with the Carnegie. My name's Miss Terry and I usually do the children's programs. Unfortunately, I don't have a kid today, so it's just going to be me and you guys. Today we're going to cook mini lasagna cups, and it's something that the kids can help you with in the kitchen. So a couple of things that you will need is you'll need mozzarella cheese. Any kind will do. You will need cottage cheese, or you can use ricotta. I'm just not a big fan of ricotta. And I like to use the larger curd cottage cheese. I just like it better. But it's all according to your taste. You will need wonton wrappers. I think you can find them in the refrigerated section of your grocery store. And you can get spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce. I also use just a little touch of garlic salt. You'll need like a Pam or olive oil or some other kind of oil that will keep it from sticking. And you will need a muffin tin. And I use aluminum foil on mine just to make for an easier cleanup. So the first thing you want to do is to cover it in foil, or if you don't want to use aluminum foil, you can spray it down with the cooking spray or coat it in olive oil or whatever oil that you're using. So let me do that. And this is just to keep it from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you are going to take a wonton wrapper, and it's just like, almost, it looks just like a piece of lasagna pasta. And you're going to stick it in to the muffin tin. And you want to make sure it goes all the way down, but you leave a little space in the middle so that you can put the stuffing. And I think I'm going to move you guys over here. So I am putting the wontons into the cups. And I make sure that I leave extra room in here for the stuffing. And these will come out kind of crispy, just like wontons do. So you'll have kind of a crispy edging, which makes it delicious. Oh, and you want to set your oven at baking at 375. So it's not going to be too hot. And also, if you want to add meat to this, you can cook some ground beef or some chicken even, or do some Italian sausage beforehand, and you can add that to this. I just do it vegetarian. And sometimes kids don't like the meat added to it either. And the kids are perfect for doing this part of it, putting the wonton wrapper in here. So your next step after you've done that is you're going to kind of layer it. So you will also need a spoon. And I kind of like to put the sauce first. So I kind of like to stir it up a little bit. So you're going to layer it just like regular lasagna. So put a little bit of sauce, or a lot of sauce depending on if you're a saucy person. I like a lot of sauce, but that's just me. And a lot of cheese, like the mozzarella. I only like just a little bit of the cottage cheese to kind of give it a little more texture. If you just put mozzarella in there, it kind of makes it really like a brick. And the cottage cheese kind of makes it more fluffy. All right, so I put that in there. Let me get another spoon. And now I'm going to layer my cheeses. So I'm going to put just a little bit of cottage cheese because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of cottage cheese. So just a little bit in each one. Just to give it a little, you know, body. And you can add other things to it too. Like if you want to add vegetables, you can make a vegetable mini lasagna cup if you want. Disregard that beeping. That's my oven that's warming up. And I would not, I probably wouldn't do this on convection oven because it might get too hot and burn your wonton pastry. So the next thing we do is we put our mozzarella cheese. And I like a lot of mozzarella cheese. And you can add garlic if you want, if you like garlic. Which I do, but I did not add garlic this time, but I am going to add just a touch of garlic salt. Not too much because we don't want to make it too salty. And then we add another layer of sauce. And if you want more sauce, you are welcome to do that. This is however you want to do it. There is no wrong way. And I think I am going to put just a little bit of this on here. Cottage cheese, or if you like ricotta, you can do that. If you want to add a different kind of cheese, you can add some Parmesan. Sometimes I add that. Sometimes I want to put a little spice in it, and I'll add pepper jack. It's whatever you want to do with it. And you can also do a dessert lasagna if you want to, and kind of make it into a tart. We'll put our last little thing of mozzarella. I'm a bit generous with my cheese, as you can see. If you want to do it lower fat, you can also do no fat cottage cheese and a lower fat mozzarella if you want to. The sauce, of course, has very little fat in it. And then the last thing I do is just add this little bit of garlic salt. Not a whole lot, because it can be overpowering on the salt. So just a little. And you can add basil if you want, and oregano, and pepper for flavoring. All right, and now we're ready to put it in the oven. All right, so here we are at the oven. And we are going to put it in my oven at 375 for 10 to 12 minutes. So now it's the waiting game. All right, so we're back and our timer is gone off, or has gone off. And it is time to take this out. So this is what it looks like. It looks beautiful. So we're gonna take it out and we're gonna put it over here on our little drying thing. So normally we would let it cool, but for the sake of the television, and I guess Zoom video, I'm going to take one out and cut it open so everybody can see what it looks like. So, oh yeah, that looks really good. So, it might actually could have cooked just a little longer, so let me. So a couple of things on reflection. It's very tasty. This is what it looks like. A couple of recommendations to make is that you need to cook it longer. I cooked it, it said 12 to 15 minutes. And I actually have it back in the oven and I cooked it already for 15 minutes. So I would recommend 15 to 18 minutes rather than 12 to 15 minutes. And I would wait until this part is actually more brown, because mine actually fell apart on the bottom because it wasn't cooked enough, but it was still tasty. The other recommendation is that once you get it out of the oven, that you wait until it cools way down. I mean, it's like molten lava when it comes out, so that it does stick together more, and that cheese kind of makes everything stick together, so that when you do take it out, it is one piece that is stuck together, but the inside is still warm before you serve it. So those are my recommendations, but this is really, really good. And it's a great like little finger food for your kids to eat, like on, you know, game nights or whatever that they can help with. And it also makes a great like finger food for parties. So I give it 2 thumbs up. And just because it takes longer in the oven than what I expected, and it was a little more messier than what I expected, I give it 4 out of 5 stars instead of the 5-star rating. So anyway, thank you for joining me for Cooking with Kids. This was a great recipe for kids. So thanks for joining me. I hope you join me next time, because we'll be making homemade Pop-Tarts with real fruit. So see you then. Bye.